Yo guys, it's Waru. I hope you guys are having a great day. In this video, I want to speculate on what could happen in Spider-Man PS4, which involves Martin Lee, aka Mr. Negative, and what role he plays in the story. Also, what he could do to Spider-Man that would negatively affect him. Now, this might be my last Spider-Man PS4 video before PlayStation Experience, so I hope you guys find this topic cool. If you're new to this channel, I do videos about Spider-Man PS4, and I plan on doing more videos about the new Avengers game. All I have for that game is a short CGI trailer, but I do have videos for that game from recent news. If you're interested in stuff like that, then be sure to subscribe. Alright, so let's begin. So y'all know that Mr. Negative will play an important role in this game. He's not the main villain, but he will be important. We've seen him as Martin Lee, where he has a food shelter, and he seems like a pretty cool guy. However, when he turns into Mr. Negative, he's actually a pretty bad dude with his own gang called the Inner Demons. We have seen him use his powers, which involves him blasting opponents with energy that looks similar to electricity, and he can form energy-like weapons. There are also instances in the trailers, especially the E3 2017 gameplay demo, which he grabs onto Spider-Man and holds him. Now I think Mr. Negative grabbing onto Spider-Man will play an important role in the story. In the comics, Mr. Negative has the ability to empower people to give them his abilities, which makes sense because certain members of the gang have his abilities. Like for example, that big guy Spider-Man fought in the E3 2017 demo had some of his powers, where like his fists were energy. He also has the ability to corrupt people by touching them. When people get corrupted by Mr. Negative, they get an inverted color palette and an inverted change of their personality. They also blindly serve Mr. Negative and consider him their master. There was a moment in the comics where Mr. Negative successfully corrupted Spider-Man. When Spider-Man was corrupted, he actually became a villain. The inverted Spider-Man was basically the opposite of the regular Spider-Man. He was very angry and he despised everything that the regular Spider-Man ever cared about. He even despised the memory of Uncle Ben. There was a moment where the inverted hero was going to kill Betty Brant, but he stopped because when he got close to her, Peter remembered the love he once had for her. This event then helped Peter go back to normal. That's because to be free from Mr. Negative's control, you have to deal with intense turmoil. It was pretty weird that Dan Slott chose Betty to be the one to change Peter back though, but whatever. In my opinion, this would be a cool moment to have in the story. It would be interesting to see an inverted version of Spider-Man that's not the symbiote, and it would be something a Spider-Man game hasn't done before. If something like this were to happen in the story, then I would have Mary Jane be involved. Now I kinda made up a scenario. There can be a moment where Mr. Negative orders the inverted Spider-Man to kill Mary Jane or kill Miles Morales. Mary Jane could probably get in the inverted Spider-Man's way by telling him to stop and fight the corruption. When Mary Jane starts getting close to him, the inverted Spider-Man starts to hesitate. He hesitates because he remembers his relationship with Mary Jane, whether it's a strong friendship or romantic relationship, that would then convert him back to normal. We could see Miles Morales being a person to bring Spider-Man back to normal, but I think Mary Jane would be a better choice. If this was to happen in the game, then would it happen around the middle or at the end of the story? We have seen multiple instances of Mr. Negative grabbing onto Spider-Man with everything we've seen so far. If this ends up happening, then would there be multiple points in the plot where Spider-Man gets corrupted? Insomniac could change it up where instead of corrupting Spider-Man entirely, the negative touch slowly corrupts Peter throughout the game. Maybe every time Mr. Negative does his touch on Spider-Man, it speeds up the process. It would be kind of like Batman Arkham City, where the Joker's disease was slowly killing Batman throughout that game's story mode. Also, I guess Arkham Knight does that as well, with Batman slowly becoming a Joker. He also was hallucinating the Joker wherever he went, which was pretty weird but funny at times.
Barbara's dead and I'm laughing. Jason Todd's dead and I can't stop laughing.
It would be cool if there were multiple instances where Spider-Man gets corrupted because it would make the story pretty interesting. Maybe there could be moments where Peter Parker tries to fight against Mr. Negative's influence in his consciousness. Like maybe in Peter's head, there's Spider-Man versus Spider-Man. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. We'll just have to wait and see, but to me, this would be a cool thing to see in a story. If Spider-Man PS4 does show up at PlayStation Experience, then maybe we might see hints towards Mr. Negative's corruption ability. It's something I thought that would be cool to speculate about. So what do you guys think? Do you think it would be interesting to see Mr. Negative turn Spider-Man into a villain at some point in the game, or do you think it's a really stupid idea? Also, what are you hoping to see at PlayStation Experience for Spider-Man PS4? I hope we get an official release date, or we see what the Peter Parker gameplay will be like in the story. We might even see gameplay for Mary Jane, but who knows? PlayStation Experience is almost here, which I'm pretty excited about. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a like and share this video to your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll know when I make another video. Also, check the description below so that you can see a playlist of my Spider-Man PS4 videos. Thank you for watching. See you later, webheads.